Hello and welcome back to the TikTok podcast. I'm Sam,
I'm Matthew.
and today our special guest is Roberto Mondragon.
Yo.
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. The highly requested, too.
Yep.
Everybody wants Roberto on.
Well, I'm here now, so
Just good. We're gonna get some info on you and hopefully talk about some cool stuff.
alrighty
So,
then.
So what's going on in your life, bud?
Well, recently I just went to prom this past weekend, so
That's right.
How was that?
pretty good experience. I'm usually kind of like a reserved kind of person. I don't really like interact with a lot of people. I'm pretty introverted, but I guess that event really allowed me to, feel what it's like to be in like public kind of areas, and it felt pretty good. Like, I'm not used to that kind of experience, and it kind of took me a little bit to figure out how it all worked, but I'm glad I did it because it was definitely worth the experience.
Yeah.
So you planning on going homecoming next year or prom next year?
Homecoming, probably not, and prom is going to be like a possibility, so I'll have to see.
Yeah. So where'd you get your suit? How was that?
Well, we went to that Tux place in Fond du Lac. I don't know if you guys know it, like Nedraboros. I don't know how to pronounce its name, but it's some weird place. So, and it was pretty good overall, except for the fact that toward the end, the adjustment kind of thing was weird because I went in for like a tux fitting. Like, I actually got the measurements and everything, and then the tux came in like a few weeks later, but they got the pant size and shirt size wrong, so I had to wait for another day, which was that Friday of prom, this past Friday. And then we got it fixed again, and looked, everything was fine, but it turns out my jacket was actually, they shrunk it, and they made my shirt bigger. So, because they're only supposed to adjust the collar of the shirt so I don't get choked by my tie.
Right.
But they made it too big, and they adjusted the jacket for no apparent reason when it didn't need to be. So then it turns out like the white part of the sleeve was all the way up here, and my jacket ended here. So the white went all the way up here instead of just being here like a little bit.
So you would not recommend that place in the future?
Well,
so
I don't know how other people
for their company.
Yeah,
and
my mother chewed them out, and she's like, she never wants to go there again if I ever decide to go back there. But I don't know if the experience would be different for someone else.
Yeah, I think there's several places in Fond du Lac where you can get suits and stuff, but
yeah, guaranteed.
I don't know if I know that one specifically. But so what else are you doing? I know you have youth group. You work with the church a lot.
Yeah. So every Wednesday, if you guys don't know, is our youth group night, and a few years back, our youth pastor Aaron DeMaster came to me and like asked if I wanted to get involved with like the tech kind of thing, because when I first came into the church, I was like, I honestly didn't really want to go, but I'm glad I did because now I love going there every week. Mm-hmm. And I've been given the task to work on the media and the audio, and I would be in between before. I used to know both of them. Now I focus mainly on media, showing the presentations, the slides for games, and having the music, the lyrics. It's up to me to put the songs in and stuff like that, so I feel like it's a pretty good experience.
Yeah, I look up there and there's like a huge board of all the knobs. I have no idea how any of that works.
Yeah, I used to know how to like really work it, and then it kind of faded away. Like, I know the basics, just like if I need to adjust volumes and stuff or see what's playing through what. But Eli Hoba's the one that really works on it the most.
You got a lot more complex. We used to have a really small soundboard, but now we got a much larger one. So multiple computers, recording equipment, all that. So.
Yeah, and if you don't know, I also sometimes play drums there for youth group, and then these two guys, right? Sam and Roberto. I do what?
No, you gotta praise yourself, right?
Yeah, well, I just want to let know.
Let everyone know.
But yeah, we're all involved there. So Sam and Roberto are up there doing the audio stuff. But
if you want to check it out, it's RCC, Ripon Community Church, just at the end of downtown Ripon, and youth group is 7:30 to 8:30 on Wednesday nights. So.
Yep. So if you guys ever want to experience that, if you're gonna do it this year, you got about 2 more chances before it ends for the school year and the summer schedule starts up. Mm-hmm. So
next year September though. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to this summer. I don't really know what I'm gonna do. Honestly, I completely forgot everything that I did last summer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I kind of want to get a job. Do you work somewhere, Roberto?
No. I'm kind of like a bum, but I will get a job this summer, probably, hopefully at Webster's as a stalker, because...
Yeah, I want to get a job at Webster's too. I applied, but no call yet.
So we'll have to see how that goes. It's definitely where I want to work.
Yeah, because it's a pretty mellow place. I want to work somewhere where it's not too busy, and you can just kind of be by yourself and stock, which is a pretty easy job, I think.
Right. Yep. So what other plans do you have for the summer in particular?
Well, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to go to a lot of the youth group events. I mean, because I remember a few years back, it was a huge, awesome schedule. Like, first one was Noah's Ark, and then a few months later, in the middle of July, we went to Six Flags, and I was petrified of roller coasters. I had a huge fear of them, and then I guess, like, Cameron and I? Was that our real group?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, we rode on some, and man, dude, I'm so glad I did. Roller coasters are awesome, but now it's kind of, like, really mellow. I think the most excited thing is kind of like a Amazing Race thing. We did that a few years back where like we go around town and try to find things.
We do a lot of local stuff now, but it's still fun. So
yeah, and then aside from that, my family and I always annually go to Noah's Ark every summer. It's kind of like been a thing that we've done, and every once in a while we go to the zoo because it's nice to see things that you don't get to see every day.
Right.
I know the first time I ever went to Six Flags was for choir, and I was like scared of roller coasters, and I just decided, I was just like, all right, I'm gonna ride every single one to see if I like it or not. And I rode everything, and I loved it, and I wasn't really scared. But there was one I didn't want to go on. I can't remember which one it was, but it was like straight drop. I don't know, it was kind of crazy.
There's one. When I went there, that's when Goliath. When we went there, Goliath, the new wooden roller coaster, was just revealed, just opened. That's right. And there was like a 4.5 hour waiting time, and there was no way in heck I'm standing there for that long. I don't got no, was it Flash Pass for them?
Yeah.
I mean, screw that.
You don't got no.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I mean.
Right.
Well, I remember the time that we went there. It was a Wednesday, and it was supposed to rain, and then it didn't rain. So it's perfect because no one's there, and we got like right away on every single ride.
Right.
And we went to Batman. It was like in the middle of the day, and they let us just ride it 10 times in a row because there was no line. We just kept on going.
I think that's the best time to go. Like, even if it does rain, it's still better because, like, there's no lines, so you can ride as many times.
Yeah, but you're gonna get wet. So
I think that's worth it, to be honest.
Yeah, the only roller coaster I didn't go on was like that weird one that's like a pendulum kind of thing, where it's like these giant two towers and you like go in a U shape. Yep. I refuse to ride that.
That was actually pretty fun. I remember that one.
That might be the one I didn't want to go on to. I think I went on every other one, like Superman, and then the one that goes straight down I think it's called the Dropper. I think I didn't go on the one that's really high up and it goes back and forth. But yeah, so I know Roberto's really into dinosaurs.
You could say that. Paleontology.
Is this something that you want to pursue when you're older, or just kind of like as a side hobby?
I used to want to pursue it because that was like a huge dream of mine. Like ever since I was little, I was like loved dinosaurs, but I never, like most people, like, oh, they love dinosaurs when they're kids, but then they lose they lose that kind of little interest, oh, it's just a kid thing. But me, it stuck with, because I just always found interesting like animals that were there before us and just how awesome these things must have been. Like, I wish I could see one like living with my own eyes, but unfortunately that's never going to happen. But so I kind of stuck with that hobby. But the thing is that I kind of, although I would love to have done that, I kind of have my eyes set on more because I want to make sure that my life in the future is successful, because that job's like, paleontology is like a good paying job. Like, you can get paid more by certain like museums and stuff if they hire you, but it's not like amazing. So, but I also have an interest in like the computer stuff, so that's kind of what I want to pursue is coding. But I think I'll have paleontology always there as a side because I still like looking into that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I find dinosaurs very interesting. Just thinking about them, the fact that they were here walking on Earth, like these. How tall is a T-Rex? Do you know?
I believe it was 15.
15 feet tall. That's insane.
That's it. That's not.
Yeah, it's not as big as you guys think. No. T-Rexes weren't behemoths, but they
15 feet, if you think about it, is still really, really tall.
Like Sue, she's about 15 feet tall, like from the floor up to the top of her.
Is that the one in Chicago?
Yeah, and she's about 30 feet long, maybe.
Yeah,
a little bit less.
Feet.
So she's big, but she's not like T-Rexes aren't gigantic things that you think they are.
Yeah, I know in Planet Earth 2 they were talking about the Komodo dragon, and those are 10 feet long, and they show a video of them like fighting, and they just look huge even though they're only 10 feet long, and they're really muscular. So I couldn't even imagine how giant the T-Rex would be.
Yeah, but I'm guessing it'd look a lot bigger because if you look at, these are just skeletons we're looking at. If you imagine adding the flesh, muscle, organs, the thing would be a lot bigger than what we see. But
and so, how do you think that the dinosaurs went extinct?
How they went extinct?
Yeah.
Well, even though, this is my personal opinion, like, you look at the dinosaurs, there is like the evidence that maybe possibly a asteroid hit the Earth and stuff like that. But I have a religious background, I say, and people always like counter for me like, haha, you're God or whatever, because in Christianity, that's my religion. But they're like, it's impossible, dinosaurs couldn't have possibly existed. And I'm like, no, they haven't. We have the bones right here. I agree with you guys, they existed. But I just think that, like, God himself, because if you look at, like, the sequences of the days, like, when creation was happening, he made, like, the animals before us. So you would think that there were dinosaurs there, and then he decided, okay, maybe we can't have these two things compatible, so he might have taken them away and then put humans on there. And whether or not, like, maybe if there is an asteroid that happened, maybe it was by accident that, you know, God said, all right, I'm going to wipe these guys out like this, so put room for us. But then again, I don't care what people, like, other people believe. That's just how I personally believe it. So, and I see no reason why the dinosaurs wouldn't exist. There's nothing in the Bible saying they didn't. Like, there's a creature mentioned in the book of Job called the behemoth, and no one really knows what it is, but they describe it as like this monstrous beast with like a tail as thick as a trunk and of a tree. So you'd think of it like, oh, what could this possibly be? People look at hippos, elephants, but nothing describes that. But sauropods kind of do. These behemoth, like brachiosaurus you see in Jurassic Park and apatosaurs, they had immense sized tails. So that's probably hinting that there was something there. But in the end, no one really knows.
Very interesting, yeah. Yep.
I know that some scientists are finding studies that some dinosaurs, well, you do believe that the asteroid is what killed them off, is that some dinosaurs went underground or were underground during the time when the asteroid hit, and they actually lived longer, like for hundreds of years after the asteroid hit, and they were able to survive underground because they wouldn't have been killed by the asteroid. Yeah.
Like, I don't know that many details. Like, I know, like, that's how mammals, if that's what people are going to go with, if they believe in that kind of stuff, starting from evolution to now. Like, mammals, they were around at the time. Like, the biggest they could possibly be, like, the biggest ones were around maybe spaniel size, like a dog. But they were really small, and they usually dug in trees and trunks and stuff, and, like, on the ground. And that's how they usually survived, and that's how they, if you believe in that way, they've come to us. But, like, with dinosaurs, there were smaller ones, like Microraptors. They were, like, these little tiny, think of them like chickens, except with not as many feathers.
Is that like the one in the beginning of Jurassic Park, the book?
Yeah, that's what it's describing. And, like, people believe that's, like, those little things were able to survive and would eventually become the birds of today, because the closest living relatives to the dinosaurs are birds. Like, interesting fact, the closest living blood relative to the Tyrannosaur is the actual chicken. Like the chickens we have, that's
really?
In DNA, it's the closest relative.
Yeah, you think it'd be something like a reptile or like a lizard.
Yeah, but like the closest ones, there are crocodiles and chicken are the closest living relatives to the Tyrannosaur. So
how would that?
Well,
it's really weird.
If you look at the feet of a chicken, it kind of almost looks.
It's all usually focused on the bones.
Like they have three toes, right? Just like
but the bone structure. There's a hip bone in dinosaurs that share with birds. That's what they usually connect.
Oh, okay.
I forgot the name of it, but that's how they usually identify, and just the way the structures of their skeletons are made, like their necks and stuff.
So how do they actually classify a dinosaur? Is it a mammal? Is it a...
Well, that kind of depends. It's focused, most people believe it's like a reptilian because of how it is, but from their bone structure, I can't 100% because it's been a while since I've like read too many articles. It's kind of like been there, but I know for the fact that dinosaurs are land-dwelling creatures that have like specific traits. That's why you can't consider like Quetzalcoatlus, which is a large pterosaur, size of a small airplane, largest flying thing you've ever seen. Because pterodactyls don't exist. I don't want to use that word. Interesting fact for you guys if you want to know that. But those pterosaurs and like mosasaurs in the ocean, they aren't dinosaurs. They're not classified under dinosaur. Like if you look at Pteranodon, like the things you see in Jurassic Park 3, the flying crested bird things, they're under pterosaurs. Pterosaurs are a completely different family than dinosaurs. So that's why it kind of bothers me when people say, hey, look at that flying dinosaur. I'm like, there weren't flying dinosaurs, except for maybe the ones that glided, not flew.
And I know, like, Jurassic Park, Jurassic era isn't really where most of those dinosaurs existed.
Yeah, most of them, no. The Stegosaurus in that movie and, like, most of the sauropods, like Brachiosaur, were Jurassic. but the Tyrannosaur, the Triceratops, the Pteranodon, they were all Cretaceous.
Cretaceous. That's what, how many different eras are there?
Three.
It's three, right?
Yeah.
Three. This takes up the Mesozoic era. There's the Triassic period, which lasted about I believe it was 60 million years, and the Jurassic came next, and then the Cretaceous. So the dinosaurs ruled the Earth for about 150 million years.
150 million years. That's such a long time compared, compared to our human calendar, 2,000 years, and how far we've come in just that short amount of time.
Dinosaurs have been on the planet, I believe scientists predicted 10 to 20 times longer than we have.
10 to 20 times, wow. Wouldn't you think that they would have evolved into something more than just dinosaurs? I don't know. I feel like they would have more adapted traits over 150 million years. Maybe if we...
Well, that's what made them live so long, was just being able to...
be predators. And
just growing with what time asked for, but I guess toward the end of their span, they just couldn't keep up, because scientists believe, even though the asteroid was the killing blow, and that the dinosaurs were already dying before that. Like, herbivores were starting to die away, and the carnivores were obviously and they were in a weakened state, and the asteroid was the one that finished them off. It was the final hit. So that's what they think it was.
Wow. I wonder, because we are, how long did they say humans have been on Earth?
I believe they believe like our oldest relatives, if you believe it, like in the evolution state, were like primitive humans. They weren't exactly humans of today, like today's humans. Were 100,000 years ago, maybe more, and like modern humans didn't show up for like until like 30,000, maybe, I believe.
30,000 years.
That could be. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
But it could be very off. Like, I'm just guessing, but that's if you believe in it like that way.
Mm-hmm.
So
interesting, yeah.
And it's kind of crazy to think of how far we've come, no matter like how many years ago you think it was. Like, we have learned to take control of the Earth and do anything that we want, really.
Economy, and be capable of higher thinking, so...
Yeah, if you like
capable of machines that are smarter than us.
Right.
So
yeah, if you like take a step back and look at what we do, it's very awkward because we're not like any other animal that's ever been made.
Right. And we're unlike any other mammal we even know of. Like, there is no proof yet that there's extraterrestrial life. So technically, we are the superior beings in the universe as of now. What we know of.
Like, what in the human brain that makes us want to like conquer and build stuff? Because it's different than any other animal, really. Like, we keep on going more and more. When other animals, they just build something and they're happy with it, and then they just live there for the rest of their lives.
Right, yeah, because dinosaurs lived for 150 million years, and there's no real sign
they never really changed
whatsoever. Yeah.
But we, as humans, evolve and change as the year goes on.
I mean, it's so much faster. Like, if you look at an actual timeline of, like, a timeline of events of the Earth, or what scientists predict, at least, like, it's nothing for millions of years, and then all of a sudden, boom, within the course of 5,000 years, we have all this stuff.
I know I brought it up in the other podcast, but I'll say it again. I actually looked it up. It was 48 years from the time that the first airplane was ever made, which was the Wright brothers airplane, to when a nuclear bomb was dropped out of one. 48 years only, and you can think of all the technology that was involved there, which is pretty insane.
So yeah, that's just like coming off of that, like that's where like my belief comes in. Like, look at that, we weren't made like any other animal. Yeah. Like, we were made to do like a certain thing, and look at the progress we've made. We've like intellectually came so far. Like, I remember, like, if you look at all the historic stuff, everyone back in the day, they had, like, for medicine, especially medicine, like, we didn't have anything for things now that are simple. Like, you have, what was a bad one back in the day? It was, it's in the lungs. I forgot its name. It's a common, like, it was a common thing, but it was pretty bad. I can't remember it to save my life. But now we have things like, simple vaccine. You're done. It doesn't bother anymore. Mm-hmm. So it's just like crazy to see, like, holy crap, these things that ravaged us years ago that seemed like they would wipe us off the planet are nothing but like a cold practically for us nowadays.
I wonder if animals do anything like that too. Like, if they feel a certain type of pain, they know to eat a certain type of plant.
Oh, that's been seen in apes and stuff. They've documented like them like getting the oils from certain things and putting it on themselves, and they've seen like they know like that's how it feels better. It makes them feel better. They just can't like cure it away.
Yeah, apes are really smart, and so are dolphins. But I don't really like. What have they done to dolphins that prove that they're smart? Because whenever I see one, they just like swim.
Well, yeah, like compared to apes, they've actually classified dolphin as the second smartest animal on the planet aside from us. Like dolphins were classified even over chimpanzees, and well, not. I guess it comes from like their socialism. Like they have their own almost like language with each other. Like they've practically made something, and just how smart. Like they know how to, like. And I don't know really to describe it, but I know it's mostly comes from like their social interactions with each other and how they always have like a specific call. Like a mother has a specific call for its child, and the child knows that it's its mother from that specific call, and the child has its own call, so the mother can identify as that its kid. Like us, we can tell it's our kid by either just physical traits that you can see, or we just know. Like so we raised them. But if they were to get separated, and they look like every other dolphin. Like, at least in our eyes, we don't know how they would see it. Like, oh, he looks like my kid, but...
Well, what's their brain activity compared to ours? Like, is ours, 100 times more than theirs, or is it actually pretty comparable?
Specifically, I don't know.
Yeah, because I've heard someone say that their brains are actually really close to ours, which is hard to believe because we have done so much, and they're just, still in the water.
Yeah,
well,
I guess...
They're not really capable.
Yeah, they have fins, and they don't have the right vocal...
Yeah.
I don't know, tendencies, I guess, is the word.
Well, they couldn't really build anything if they wanted. They don't have thumbs and they don't have fingers either.
The only thing I see, if you guys know the gorilla Coco?
Oh, yeah.
She can use sign language, and she can speak with humans. So that's the only animal I can really see that can actually have a decent conversation. Like, there was that story a few years ago when... a lot of years ago, because back in the 80s or something, Coco was depressed because she was unable to have a kid, and she always signed she wanted one, like a baby, and Robin Williams came to the gorilla to meet her and helped her feel better, and she was glad that happened. And when Robin Williams passed a few years ago, when they talked to her and told her that Robin Williams passed away, she signed crying face and sad.
I saw that because he came in there and was telling jokes, and the girl was even laughing at his jokes and stuff, and they became really good friends. And then it actually felt sad when he passed away when they told him.
Yeah, so
they can feel emotions, and I know that elephants, they feel some sort of emotions, like when a dead one.
They're really their family ties are very strong. They will mourn. Some can even die of loneliness when they're let's say the matriarch of the herd were to die.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Then and their child dies, they all will mourn, and they all go to the rescue when the baby is in trouble. They ever seen those funny videos? Sometimes they're funny, a baby getting stuck in the mud. All of them, the parent, the mother, the grandparent, whatever's nearby, they'll come and pull the little baby out of the mud.
So that is funny to you, baby?
No, it's funny because the way they stumble and everything. It's cute, funny.
Cute, yeah.
They're stumbling everything. They're not gonna die, they're not.
Yeah.
But they're just dragging them out. It's just cute to see them trying to get out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting how certain animals can do that. So. But I mean, even so, we're just so much greater in progression than they are. So.
Yeah, just think about what we do as humans every day. People are I gotta get up, go to work.
Animals are not working.
I gotta make money. But think about how different that is from what they do every day.
I guess
we have a whole system set up where we.
I guess bees kind of do that too, but it's more instinct, for bees. They're born knowing exactly what they're supposed to do, so they don't really.
They don't know
too much.
They're just queen lays me. Depending on the bee, it is.
Yep.
If it's a worker, take care of the other babies, or fly out, get pollen.
They don't really have free will.
Or nectar, excuse me. And
they
come
can't
back.
Rise up against the whole bee group.
Yeah, they can't. But
they just do it because
they can. They have some kind of communication. They do little dances and stuff.
Yeah.
Bees dance.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they can communicate. Some of them can communicate with each other that way.
I never heard of that. Bees dance.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Yep. So I think all of the the worker bees are females.
Yeah, most of them are females.
And then the drones are males, and they're just for reproduction. And then by the time winter comes or something like that, get kicked out of the hive or whatever, and they die.
Jeez.
It's not. Yeah, it's not too pleasant. But if you want a really, really accurate, description of how bees
watch the bee movie.
Watch the bee movie. That is perfect.
Yep, that's 100% accurate. Everything you see is
it's
true.
Filmed inside
Every bee has the voice of Jerry Seinfeld.
It was filmed by BBC.
Yep.
You know it's credible.
You know it's credible because it's called BBC. You know.
Yeah, you know it's true. So if you guys want to know about bees, watch the bee movie. Highly recommend it.
Yeah.
The amount of memes that come out of that movie is just astounding. It's hilarious.
The thing is that it's so stupid.
Back.
That meme came out of nowhere. Like, that's how most memes are. You just pull it out of thin air. You can pull memes from a movie that was like 30 years old, and we'll still make them now, and they'll become popular.
Every once in a while, just one meme, and then all of a sudden, just like thousands of them everywhere. Just people taking that one meme and changing it.
Catches on, yeah.
Memes are great.
Memes.
They are.
Roberto's a meme god. He spends a lot of time looking at memes.
That's only if I'm bored. I don't do that very often anymore.
What are your favorite memes of all time? Like favorite topic, like the bee movie is an example of one.
Well, those shooting star memes that were happening a while were actually pretty freaking funny.
Yeah, those are
like
great.
When they were around. But most of the other memes were kind of morbid. Like the dank memes, like if you've seen those things, they're like purposely supposed to be morbid and offensive. And some of the things I don't laugh at, like they're too bad to laugh at.
It's like dark satire.
But there's always that little voice in your head that's just like, that's actually freaking funny. Like you want to laugh at it, but you don't because the other side's saying that's not funny. Don't laugh at that.
Yeah, because you're such a good
person.
When even though you laughed at a cat being thrown
okay,
off
I'm
of a
sorry.
hotel
Most of the time,
dying.
I'm not. I don't
you
support.
were hysterical.
I don't support.
Dying.
Okay, I'm gonna clear this out right now. I don't support animal abuse like at all.
Okay.
If I saw someone beating up a cat in like the street, I wouldn't like that.
Beating up a cat.
I don't know what they were beating with a stick. That happens in
in
Honduras. There was a group of guys who tied a rope around a living dog's neck, tied it to the car, and dragged him down the street until it died.
Why?
It's horrible because people are evil like that.
Yeah,
and I don't laugh at it, but I don't know about that cat video. Just the sound of it, like making the ground and it flying, it just triggers something inside of me, and I laugh.
Sure.
It's gotta be fake too. No way it's true. Because there's no reaction from any of the people. They're just like, oh, the cat fell.
That's because it's fake though. Like you can't.
Okay, you see like a little cat. You see a little cat sitting there, meow, meow, meow. It slips. No one goes, oh my gosh, or no. They just the camera just watches it.
Because that's all the movie
down.
stuff. Like in real life, people don't care. Like if you see it like an actual.
Dude, they were okay. I bet you that cat. What was it? Like a hotel, right? That cat was on that ledge and it woke everybody up. It was like,
yeah, they're probably glad that
they come outside. They're like, he probably wasn't even trying to save it. He was probably poking him off the ledge, like shut up. And everybody was like, yes. When they finally got him off the ledge, so that they didn't want him at all.
Yeah.
Sam likes cats way too much.
That's probably true. Yeah.
You like dogs better?
No, I like cats better than dogs.
You like
but I
okay,
think
why are cats better than dogs?
I think it's more of like I grew up with cats.
I did too.
So that's why I like cats more. I don't
know.
Well, I just
what
like
about them?
They're calmer. You know, they're cleaner.
But they're meaner too.
They're more proper. You know.
Yeah, because you're British. They're more proper.
That's probably. But I just
I'm biased.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
They're clean.
You can't develop.
Nice,
you can't develop.
They're calm.
They're
soft. They're cuter. They're a lot cuter than dogs. Let me just say that right now.
You can't develop a relationship with a cat.
You can.
They're just there. They're like, oh, here we go. There's
I
this
can agree
guy.
with Sam. Like, there are cats that are, but there are a lot of cats also who like kind of just ignore you.
Dogs are just smarter though. They like get to know you.
Well, that's true.
Some dogs, yeah, but some dogs are mean. I mean, you pick out.
Yeah, some dogs are pretty
just
bad.
Like cats. So it's not like all dogs are nice and all cats are mean. I mean, it doesn't.
But cats, well, in general, don't really give a crap about you.
That's the common stereotype.
Yeah, but it's actually been proven that cats
of...
actually do rather like your company.
Okay, well, I like my cats.
They look like they're just sitting there being lazy and like fat and not wanting to do anything. But in reality, they actually enjoy having you there.
Right. And they're a lot funnier.
I've never actually seen cats in wild.
Cats.
Like, when you think about a cat in wild.
There's a tiger before?
Sam. Yeah, I know there are tigers, lions, and mountain lions. But
have you seen a wild
You mean like
poodle?
a lynx kind of style?
A wild poodle or
they derive from one type of dog.
Yeah,
I wonder what did the original type of dog look like?
A wolf.
I guess so.
They came from wolves.
Look like a T-Rex.
Yeah, but how do you How do you
breeding.
make a
the
poodle?
traits.
How do you make a poodle? So you get the smallest wolf.
Like you can read on the internet. There's a bunch of things. Like you take wolves and just specifically breeding them to bring out certain traits. Like if you look at Great Danes, they breed to get them. They probably had to breed other species of dogs that had the trait of like athleticism, strength, speed, big.
They're starting to do it with humans now, I think.
But there has to be like different species of dog in the beginning, because they're different areas. Did they all live in the same spot? Because I think if there was dogs living in like Egypt, I know they would like had drawings of dogs.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure that they look different than wolves, because it would be very beneficial to look like a wolf in Egypt.
Yeah, that's kind of again. It's just weird. Like there are people that you can derive some dogs from wolves, but there are others that those like the wild dog, like African wild dogs, they look like the normal dogs that we have, or dingoes. Heck, dingoes are even domesticated, and they look like big, like normal dogs. They don't look anything like wolves. Mm-hmm. So it's highly likely that they weren't all derived from wolves. But
so where did cats come from then? Where did they derive from? Like what was
they probably tigers and saber-tooth tiger?
We did not breed tigers to get the domesticated cat. There's no way.
I don't know, because like, how did they get that small?
It's probably lynx. They probably bred them from lynxes, or what's that other cat?
Pumas? I don't know.
Pumas are too big.
Yeah.
Bobcats. Bobcat. Oh, bobcats and lynx are pretty darn close to each other.
Yeah.
What's the ocelots? There you go.
Yeah.
Those are pretty close to what we see nowadays.
How would a cat survive in the wild? Like I can't see a cat that I have like
cats can
that.
Probably do it just fine. Like you see those stray cats outside. Like my neighbor's got a cat, and like it always is outside. It's always in a cornfield looking for mice. So I'm pretty sure it'll be fine.
Well,
how do mice survive?
But what hunts a cat? What eats cats?
Wild?
Yeah.
Anything bigger than it probably can get his hands on it.
Wolves.
Snakes.
Ooh. Dogs.
Birds. Heck, even birds probably got them.
Yeah, that's true. Dogs.
Oh yeah, hawks. Hawks can get cats too. So.
Really?
Yeah.
They reach down and grab them with their claws.
And puncture them with their talons and just eat them right there.
I think hawks go for mice more. They like smaller food, probably.
They like getting
Depends on the size. If you can get a huge.
Like the size of animal that a snake can eat, like anacondas. Anaconda.
They get a whole pig.
Or whole deer.
They just
unlock their jaws.
Unlock their jaws, and then they can just
unhinge. That's the word.
Yeah. Unhinge or whatever. Yeah. And then it just digested over
a long time, like a couple days. Depending on the size of a deer, they can sit there for months.
How does that happen? If they eat it whole, how does it decompose the whole body? And how does it even work? Because like when they cut open the stomach of a snake, it's just like looks bare inside. There's like nothing besides the animal. Like, I've seen videos where there's the snake died, but there's still a deer, and they like cut open the belly, and there's just a whole deer in there. Like how does that decompose?
It's not like acid. Like you immediately put it in, and it immediately starts to disintegrate.
No.
Like it.
The stomach acids kind of decompose it and
it takes it down. It takes a long time too. Like they can sit there for a month waiting for a deer before they can actually move. That's the most reason why they can't do anything. So they can't move because this giant animal they just ate.
Right.
Yeah. And then is it the anaconda that wraps around you and tightens?
Constrictors do.
Yeah, boa constrictor.
A boa constrictor.
The constrictor species like pythons, anacondas, they all crush. They don't.
So they crush your body and that's why they kill you?
Yeah, they wrap around you and then they crush you pretty much, but every time you try to breathe, they get tighter. So it pretty much suffocates you as well as the actual term. They suffocate you because every time you breathe out, like to try to get a breath, you feel like your diaphragm and everything weaken, and they crush it even more so that you can't possibly take a breath and then you die.
Because when you open your mouth, they're able to squeeze the air out of your lungs to your mouth.
Yeah, and then obviously when you're breathing right now, like your stomach lifts up and everything, and if they can't let you do that, your diaphragm can't.
It'd be better to just hold your breath then. Just go. Hold it. Don't open your mouth.
But if you hold it, you're screwed yourself then, because now you sucked all the way in. They get their full crush, and as soon as you breathe out, they crush you even more. Gone.
Yeah, but don't breathe out. That's all you gotta
do. Just do short bursts.
Yeah, how are you gonna? Those things are powerful animals. There's no way you're ever gonna escape.
You know what you do? All right, this is what you do, right? You take a deep breath, and it's like a closed water bottle, right? Because if you open your mouth, it's like opening the cap, and then they can just squeeze it in. You got to keep that air in there, and then while they're tightening, you just got to punch it in the face.
It's not gonna get. Your arms are gonna be at your side. You're not gonna get.
Grab it.
Headbutt him.
Wait, can you choke a snake to death?
Probably.
I guess so. Yeah.
You can try to if you can
do
move.
they breathe through the skin? I guess maybe.
No,
no.
they have their
worms do.
They have lungs and everything.
Can you like actually hold it by the neck and suffocate it?
Probably, but it probably as soon as you're suffocating it, it's probably gonna wrap its tail around you without you noticing.
Does it? Wait, it doesn't have lungs or?
It does.
Well, not lungs, like a vocal cord, so it can't make any noise. How does it? Does it make any noise like we do?
Hiss.
It just goes like
the classic hiss sound you always hear.
Yeah, I know, but can it make any sound like a goat can go like bah?
I've never
can it make
heard
any sounds?
Most of the time they do is either hiss or just like.
I was just imagining like if you're choking if it made any like noises like I don't know. Other than hiss.
Yeah, but yeah, good luck outpowering those things because they're like practically pure muscle.
Oh yeah.
So good luck with that.
Well, hopefully there's no.
You just gotta hope somebody's next to you so they can beat their head in with a shovel so that the snake lets go of you.
What if
We're not in Wisconsin, so we don't.
What if?
That.
Okay, what if you really think if someone tightens around me, they're gonna hit it with a shovel? They're gonna.
Would you rather have a broken leg from a shovel or be crushed to death and eaten by an anaconda? I think I'll take the broken leg from a shovel.
Well, since we're on the topic of animal emotions, I think snakes are actually able to attach emotions to humans as well, because I heard about a boy who saved a snake or was saved by the snake, something like that, but then the snake became like, this was a huge like anaconda, like it was maybe twice as heavy as the actual boy, and the snake stayed with the boy, never hurt him or anything, kind of like protected.
Well, that's common with a lot of animals. Like, as vicious as you want to make them seem, there are some humans can almost attempt to domesticate almost anything if they have the brain enough to do it.
Well, I know people have pet snakes.
Oh, they do.
I don't know if I'd ever want to have a pet snake.
You wouldn't. They're
too
ugly.
scary.
I knew this one lady who had 2 giant anacondas in her house.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Some woman, the snake was tame with her, but it ate her kid. I'm not even kidding. It like crawled into his crib, crushed him, and ate him whole. Mm-hmm. So
could you imagine that if you bought a snake? You're like, dude, I got a snake. This is awesome. And next day it eats your kid.
Like, it's horrible.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
awful.
So what would you do with the snake? You like come home when you find your kid and it's
if I saw a snake, any snake, I hate snakes. I'd freaking kill it right on the spot. Like
I saw a snake once, I killed it.
Except if it's venomous, I'm freaking booking it.
I don't know if it was venomous. I saw it go across the trail and I like stepped on its head.
That's
and you probably want to. If you step on the head of a venomous snake, you probably want to keep your foot on its head so it doesn't open its mouth. Get it behind it with your hand and either like kill it or hope to goodness it doesn't bite you and like hold on to it and take it to like a wildlife place so they can deal with it. So I wouldn't want that.
Or just run.
Or run. Yeah,
like
that's
miles.
or just respect their territory and leave them alone. That's probably the best thing you can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, snakes are really weird, especially the way they move around. They're just like a line, and they go. They have nothing else. Their body is literally just in a tube. That's their whole. That's their whole body.
Pretty much.
And they survive and they eat stuff. Do they wait? Where do they put their waste? Do they have like a butt at the bottom of their tail?
Yeah, I think they have a waste
They're
system.
called colake. I can't pronounce these. A lot of reptiles have them like
colons.
No, colecas, or I can't pronounce the crap.
I think I know
reptiles
what
have them. Yeah,
I
like,
forgot about it.
I'm pretty sure that's actually a two-way system. I'm pretty sure it's a waste system and their reproductive tract.
Oh, really?
So
that's nice.
I don't know for a fact, but I know every animal has a waste system.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Roberto, it's been a good time talking to you today about snakes
I love how we went
and
from
their butts.
There's like other freaking topics. There were like environmental issues, political issues, and we've like stayed on the topic of like animals the entire
well,
time.
I mean, we got some good info, and we can always bring you on later on, maybe
part 2,
possibly with
Bird's
another
Return,
person.
guys. The Revenge of the Bird.
The Return of the Dragon.
And we actually talk about other issues, but hey.
That'd be good. Yep.
This is good having you on.
It was a good episode, though.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Y'all, sorry for your ears.